Great evening, everybody. Great evening to everybody who is here, wherever you're calling in from, anywhere around the world. I don't know what our number is, but we have like 40 or so thousand people from almost 140 or 50 countries around the world that wanted to be involved in this before we turned it on. And guess what? It is turned on. It's official. It's turned on. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. But for the United States and Canada, we are turned on. The rest of the world will be coming. Right after this call, for all of you who are involved, there will be another call with the president of our company. So literally at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll have a very special launch call with the president of our company. You'll get all the details. So no matter where you are in the world, you're going to know exactly when you're going to get a chance to have your own personal Lev AI. And if you're a guest tonight, you're probably wondering, like, what is this guy so excited about? Well, what we're excited about is probably I don't think this is an understatement by any means, possibly the biggest step that has ever been taken in the history of home-based business is literally starting tonight. Now, obviously, history will tell. We'll find out how true that statement is. But the one thing I could say is based on the scope of the industry and what we're going to talk about tonight, we just do relatively well fulfilling the destiny that sits right before us. And we will create a story that is unparalleled in this industry. How can I be so confident? How can I say that? Well, what we're talking about for the very first time, any kind of business that you can have working from your home, that you could participate in, that you could share with people you love and care about. We're not talking about billions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars, or even hundreds of billions of dollars, which in all fairness has been extremely rare in the home-based business industry. No, we're talking about an industry that this year will do $391 billion and by 2030 is projected by basically all economic forecasting agencies to do roughly around 15 to 16 trillion dollars. To put that in perspective, the entire oil and gas industry this year is going to do about $6.1 trillion. So we're talking about 2.5 times that. But instead of doing this over 100 years, we're talking about doing this in 4 years. So if I don't have your attention by now, I sure hope I have it. But I'm going to break down the details for you here, guys, because this is the bottom line of what we're talking about. We're talking about the ability to plug in to something unlike anything that we have ever seen in our lifetime before. And I do have to start off to say congratulations. For those of you that had a chance to be exposed to this and saw the vision and said, I know I can't really see anything yet. I can't really touch anything yet. I can't try anything yet. Can't put a credit card up yet. Well, now you can. Congratulations. You stepped out on a limb of faith and now you're about ready to be rewarded. So congratulations. So let's dive on in. And for those of you that are guests, we're going to say, what are we talking about? Well, what I believe, for those of you that are guests, it might just be the most important conversation that 99% of us have ever had in our life. We're talking about AI. And when you hear the term AI, where do you fall on the equation? If you're on, let's say, just say the far left side, and this is not being political, you're just on the far left side, and you think, my gosh, the metal boy, the metal man, he's coming for me. Arnold Schwarzenegger's a human. He's not the Terminator. I'm not going to be saved. What's going to happen? What can I do? I mean, really, there's a lot of people that are really afraid of AI. So I'm not downplaying that. But then on the other side, and you notice I made the other picture twice as big as the one, because most people say, I don't know exactly how, but I just have this overwhelming feeling that it's going to improve my life in many ways if I embrace it, if I embrace it. So are you one of the ones that feels we're doomed, or do you feel we're saved? Or are you like most people I talk to, and you're like, it depends on who I'm talking to, what day it is, and what the topic is. Sometimes like, oh my gosh, we're doomed. If it gets in the wrong hands of the wrong people, we're doomed. But then golly, there's so many amazing things it's going to be able to do. I mean, it's going to be able to give me more time in my week. It's going to help me to make more money. I mean, I just see where there's so many great possibilities. So most people tend to lean a little bit more towards the right about the possibilities, the potential, and the probability of all the greatness that's going to happen. But what we want to talk about here, and this is fair. You need to talk about this because recognize what you're going to have an opportunity to do tonight, literally, as soon as we exit this call, is get your own you're literally, maybe for many people, well, for anybody, your very first totally integrated AI. And we're going to talk about integration versus separate AIs in just a minute. But let's talk about what's real. This is what's real. This is not sugarcoating. It's real. AI is going to create more gain, but also more loss than any technology we've seen in the history of humankind. I put into Chat GPT, what are the primary jobs that will or stand the most risk of being eliminated the quickest? And here they are right here. Do you have any of these jobs? Do you know anybody that has any of these jobs? The interesting thing is, I know a lot of people look at this list And they say, yeah, I could see where a lot of it, but certainly not doctors. I mean, how are you going to get rid of physicians, right? You're not going to be able to do that. Well, this is just a small portion, and it's a lot bigger than this. So how safe is your job? Doctors, oh my gosh, guess what? The first AI hospital opened in China. I promise you, AI, literally, the next 6, 12 months, the next 2 to 3 years, we're going to see more change. I mean, you can't hardly even fathom the change. They opened an AI hospital, and I'm talking about 42 AI doctors. Now, not just doctors like a family practitioner saying, do you have a fever? Do you have a sore throat? Are you coughing? Do you have a stuffed up nose? Or say you got a scrape, we need to like clean that out and put some neosporin on it and cover it up with a Band-Aid for a few days. No, no, no. I'm talking all sorts of specialties from cardiology to neurology. These are not just chatbots. I mean, these agents literally diagnose, plan treatments, and would follow up autonomously. And what's even more impressive is, well, guess what? AI doesn't sleep. They don't need to eat. They don't need to go to the bathroom. Don't need to shower. Don't need to exercise. Don't need to go to church. Don't need downtime. Don't want to watch sports. I mean, all the things that we as humans like to do, it doesn't care about that. So in 3 days, these 42 AI doctors were able to diagnose, plan treatments, and follow up with 10,000 cases, 10,000 in 3 days with 93.06% accuracy on the US MedQA licensing benchmark. They're even using it to train medical school students right now. But here's what's even more impressive. Every time that cardiology AI doctor was talking to somebody about something cardiology related, and every time that neurological AI doctor was talking to somebody about something neurological related, instantaneously, and the other specialties, whatever they were, every time they're diagnosing one, all of them are learning simultaneously. It's kind of like if you're a neurologist and I'm a cardiologist, every time you sit with a patient, if I knew every single conversation, everything that you were seeing, everything they were telling you they had, what you were planning, what you were putting together as a treatment plan, I knew it instantaneously, even though I wasn't with you. But then simultaneously, you're learning everything about neurology as well. It's that combination, it's that bringing together, it's that integration of growing, evolving, learning all together. AI plus quantum computing, it's warp speed, changing our world. Creating wealth is simple, guys, if you know where the money is going. And you can see this. Look at this. Literally, in about 12 years, $471 billion was spent on AI, but 109 billion of that was spent just last year in 2024. What does that tell you? You can see the growth of where money's going. Follow the money, right? See where people are putting money, and this is where the top 1% is going. Here's the other one, generative AI. You're going to hear about that. We've got a feature in ours that you're going to hear about in just a little bit. This is kind of the next wave of AI. And what you can literally see is we are in 25. And what you'll notice here is, people talk about don't just catch the wave, create the wave. Well, what I want you to notice here is 2025. See that little CM right there in the middle above the 217? That's called critical mass. This is the year right now we're hitting critical mass, and it's where literally it's going vertical. Now, this is spending. This is spending on generative AI. Now, what you'll see in 2032 is $1.3 trillion is going to be spent. Now, that's almost money that's you can't even fathom what that really means. But if in 2030 it's projected to do 15 to 16 trillion, you can only imagine 2 more years what it's going to do. So my question is, if you had it, would you spend 1.3 trillion to make 20 or 25 trillion? Of course you would. Well, guess what? You and I don't have that. I don't think there's any individual that has a trillion yet, although there's some that are moving towards that. But what we can do is follow the money and take advantage of where they're headed. So that's what we have a chance to do. And this is it, guys. This is what's driving it. We've got a convergence window of trends. This has only happened a few times in our lifetime. The industrial age, if you were around during that time, the information age, if you're around during that time. I mean, a true convergence window very rarely happens. It's an economic phenomenon, and it's when anywhere from 3 to 5 major economic trends all converge together. And so, what do we have going on right now? We've got more people since the pandemic. We've got more people who need money than ever before. With what happened with inflation, nobody's income kept up with it. People's investments didn't keep up with it. People have more credit card debt by far than they've ever had. Interest rates have almost doubled in the last 8 to 10 years. So people are worse off all around the world than they have ever been. And the value of the dollar today, it's lost 10% just this year and 25% in the last 3 years. And guess what? It's not going up, it's going down. AI, we're talking about that quantum computing, speeding up AI, the evolution of home based business. People are tired. People are tired of companies coming out with all these products that cost them $5 to make and they sell it for 50, 60, or $70. They're tired of owners saying, yeah, we're paying more than anybody else. But when you dive into the comp plan and see all the gotchas, they're paying out 38, 39, 40, 41, 42%, but they're saying they're paying 50, 60, 70. Somebody called me today and said, we got this new travel and they're paying out 85%. I said, BS. Anyways, so people are tired of that. They just want truth. They want honesty. They want transparency. And the companies that are rising up, the ones that are doing it right, watch what happens. You'll see communication. You'll see connection. You'll see honesty because they know that the grand innate rising of people worldwide, we're more connected than we've ever been. People are tired of that stuff. And they say, we're going to call BS as quick as we can. And those companies are doomed to failure. So you want to find the ones that are committed to doing it right. Guess who's doing it right? Lev AI. The future of AI literally is in your hands right now. It's accessible literally starting tonight. And I got to tell you, I got to start right here because, one of the things I've always learned in life is that show me anything that works and I'll show you a leader at work. It's the bottom line. The better the leader, the better your chance, not a guarantee, better your chance of success. So the point person that's heading up the operations of this company is Blake Schrader. He's got 18 years of social commerce experience, global roles with international expertise, commitment to innovation and rapid growth in social commerce. Those are bullet points. Here's the bottom line. He's done it. He's done it domestically. He's done it internationally. He's done it with companies that have scaled and grown incredibly fast. He's done it in private companies, publicly traded companies. He's got a law background. His father is one of the biggest legends in this industry. He grew up in this industry. He understands what it's like for people like you and me to do what we do, to have a major win, or to drive 30 or 40 miles and go do an in-home for somebody, or 2 or 3 hours, and the person swore they're going to have 100 of their friends there, and their grandmother and their husband or wife and a couple kids and the dogs there. He knows what it's like to build home-based business. And so he understands both sides of the equation, and not many people truly have that level. So just know that you've got somebody at the point here that you can count on, like whoever one of your closest friends is. So let's talk about somebody outside of our company. The head of DeepMind. If you don't know who DeepMind is, it's one of the biggest, one of the most AI-centric businesses out there. Said literally here, the difference here with AI is it's going to be 10 times bigger than the Industrial Revolution. And guess what? Maybe 10 times faster. Well, you know what? That quote, I don't know how old it is. It's not real old, but it's already happening faster and bigger than even he thought because it's already ahead of those parameters. And so basically, what do we do with Lev AI? We're going to give you an AI. And for people starting a new business, entrepreneurs, anybody that's an entrepreneur, if you want to launch a business, market a business, grow a business, whether it's brand new, existing, guess what? It's going to help you to do it easier. It's going to help you to do it better. You're not going to have to put out the expenses that you used to have to start a business or to grow a business or even to retool a business. You don't need expensive CMOs, agencies, or complicated tech skills to do this. We're talking about harnessing the most powerful technology the world has ever seen. And here's the best part. Excuse me. What you're going to see tonight, if you were to put this in context with a baby, literally what you're going to see tonight is like you're in the operating room and the doctor delivers the baby. He's pulled it out. The umbilical cord is still there. He, bam, smacks it on the back and it takes its first breath. That's what we're seeing. You're literally seeing a birthed baby called Lev AI. This is it. But instead of it taking a year or two to start walking and talking, I mean, we're going to talk nanoseconds as far as growth. This is going to grow so fast and become so much more dynamic. It's already incredibly dynamic now when you see what we have. It's going to be so much more so fast. It's going to make your head spin. And in the days of sitting back a week or two and doing nothing, you're going to be so far behind. It's going to be crazy. Now, guess what? If you're just using it, you can just use it the way you want. But it's so evolutionary and it's going to be so revolutionary that if you stay on top of what's going on here, you will find that every single week you're going to carve 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 hours out of what you're currently doing. Let me ask you a question. If you had an extra 5, 7, 10 hours every week, what would you do with it? Spend more time with family? Maybe some of your hobbies? How about just a little bit of recreation? Do you enjoy sports, something you enjoy that you haven't been able to do lately? How about maybe starting a part-time business, maybe starting a full-time business, maybe putting a little more attention to the other business that you have, maybe focusing more attention in your primary business, whatever you want to do with it, you could split it down the middle, which is what most people tell me. They said, Scott, if I had an extra 10 hours a week, I put 5 more hours towards my family and my friends and the fun things, and I'd put 5 more hours into my business so I could actually work less and make even more than I'm making right now. So that's what we're talking about. What else can you do with this? Well, the number one thing, guys, the number one thing is being able to pull everything together in today's world with technology. If you're in business today, you're thinking, man, I got to stay up with my CRM. I got to understand and know how to do social media because I can hire people, but do I know they're doing the right thing? I need to know enough about it to know what they're doing, or I can't even manage it, right? If I need to start a business, what about putting a business plan together? Do I need websites? Do I need lead generation funnels? I mean, what all do I need? Guess what? That's all part of our solution, all in one, all integrated together. That's an important part. We'll come back to that again. Here's another one. Bottom line is this, guys, in business, if you don't do two things, number one is take care of your customers, take care of your customers, take care of your customers. A lot of businesses are not really good at that. Some are, but most are not. The second thing is getting new customers. Customers are the lifeblood of your business. Once you have one, you want to do everything you can to hold them. Most people say, I got them, forget about them. No, wrong thing. Second thing is getting new customers. We're going to help you to take care of them in a number of different ways where the AI can actually be your friend. The AI can actually be, it's like if you had a twin of yourself. I mean, have you ever heard somebody say, gosh, you're asking me to do all this stuff. What do you think? There are two of me? If only there were two of me, I could get all this stuff done. Have you ever thought, wow, if there was another one of me, I mean, imagine what I could get done. Of course, we've all felt that way before. Who hasn't? So we're going to take all the negative feelings about business, we're going to lower those down really quickly, and we're going to start to give you all the advantages, and more importantly, the advantages that your customers deserve, because they do, don't they? Well, if you want to have a successful business, I hope you believe that they do. So let's talk about a few of the main micro areas inside of the macro called Lev AI. We've got My AI Social, which is going to focus on your online presence and the consistency of that. Not just being there, consistency is the key. And this is the biggest area that people mess up in. My Network, customer relationship management. We talked about customers. We're going to talk a little more about that. My Web. If you want to build instant websites on the fly, if you want to build websites just to test, I'm going to give you a few examples of that. Man, you've got a tool like you can't even imagine. Let me ask you a question. By any chance, have you ever told somebody you're going to call them at a certain time, or you said, hey, I'll schedule a meeting or something, and something else comes up instantly, like somebody calls right away, and it's probably not you that does this, but I could tell you I've done it quite a lot. And then I forget to write it down. Then all of a sudden somebody calls me, hey, you're supposed to call me. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not in my calendar because I forgot. What if you can eliminate those things? And what if you could even have a little reminder again, like you got somebody standing right next to you 24/7, even when you're sleeping? Imagine you got your AI right there just waiting for you. Hey, you go ahead and sleep. I'm right here. Oh, boom, boom, boom. Wake up. You got a 7 o'clock call. Anyways, we'll talk about that. And my prospects, who would not like to have more prospects? But I'm not talking about those cruddy old leads where you go buy them and everybody else gets them too. I'm talking about literally triple A leads based on exactly who you want to have. Let's dive in and talk about it. So let's talk about social media. Imagine literally this AI, your business partner, your best friend, your confidant, your board member, your marketing manager, all rolled into one. You're basically your AI twin right there. And it's learning you. It's getting to know you. Every conversation, every post, everything about you and your business, it's getting to know you. So it gets better and better and better. And you go and say, hey, I want to do a campaign for this. Bam, it spits out some posts and some scripts and different things for you. And literally, you can say, that's great, post it, bam, and it posts it for you. It could create entire campaigns. It could time them. It can run everything for you. Now, it starts to learn you, but as it learns you, and guess what? Not like a new friend that you need to spend 3, 4, 5 years to really get to know. It's going to know you in nanoseconds. And so now social media is going to be something you can do, even if you don't know much about social media. Here we go on the CRM. This is really, really powerful, guys. You're going to have the ability to not only stay in touch with people, make sure you have people's current information. I'm going to show you a few things in just a minute. They're going to help you to be able to engage personally when you're having conversation, but it's going to enable your AI to know a lot about your prospects and your customers, which will also give them the ability, your AI, to communicate with them on your behalf significantly more effectively. It's going to track every one of your interactions, going to remind you when it's time to follow up. I mean, literally, it's like having a twin right with you. Here's a cool thing. How about this? Imagine we're out at a coffee shop and we meet and we have a great conversation. We're like, hey, let's exchange information. And you say, hold on a second. Are you on any of the social media? Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, on X. I'm on LinkedIn. Excuse me. So you pull one of them up and you literally just take a screenshot of my profile. And instantly, guess what happens? It pulls all my information in. It scours the web. It's got my name. It's got my email address or addresses, phone numbers, physical addresses. But look at all this other stuff. It's going to share with you how you can work with me in business. What are my pain points? What type of pitch should you give me? What type of presentation? How should you build rapport with me? I'm different than your next prospect. I'm different than your other customer. So how should you do that? You're going to know a summary about my personality analysis. What are some of my behaviors? Emailing me, meetings, stressors, energizers, speaking, working. I mean, how many people know any of this stuff about a prospect they have today? You literally, you could not pay. I shouldn't say you couldn't. You might be the one billionaire on here that could afford to hire a team to do this. You could literally go in and do this with every one of your prospects, and you're going to have all of this information for every one of them. This is business guys going to like not just the next level, it's going like 10 levels instantaneously. Do you need to build a website? Have you ever built a website? You know, to build just a regular, basic, quality website, you're going to spend $1,000, maybe $2,000 right now. Imagine having this built in and going out, and anytime you want to build a website, you can go in and say, I want to build this website. Here's the business, here's the products, here's the main theme, here's some general information, push go. And within seconds or a minute or two at the max, but usually in many cases within seconds, not only do you have a branded website built, it's hosted, published onto the web, and it has lead funnels utilizing AI already built into it. See, here's the thing. If you come up with an idea, um, it's hard to test. You could go spend $1,000 or $2,000 to get a site, but then you send it out and test it. And what if everybody you send it to says, "Oh, I don't really like that." Now you got to go back and say, "No, no, no, you got to change it. Build me another one." So now you got to spend another $1,000 or $2,000. Imagine literally creating one to test it, send it out to 10, 20 of your kind of your focus group people, and get the feedback. They say, "Oh, I like this. I don't like that. If you could change this, change that. Hey, I change this, change that." Or, what, scrap it all, start again, and use this theme. And so, but you're not paying somebody to do that every time you want to do it. So you can test, hone in, and be on point with your business versus a scattershot just hoping that between you and some web designer, you're hitting what other people out there, what you think they're going to like. But you really have no idea if they will or not, right? Here's the biggest one, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm involved in a lot of different things because I love to. I do a lot of philanthropy as well, and just social. I do a lot with my friends and my family, and I find as I'm getting more busy by choice, I seem like I'm forgetting things a little more. Maybe it has something to do with my age. That's probably part of it, right? Well, how cool would it be just to say, "Hey, Scotty, you're supposed to call Randy. Hey, Scotty, you need to call your mom. Hey, Scotty, you're supposed to have a meeting with your best friend in 1 hour. You better get ready." Imagine having like this assistant, this best friend, this business partner all rolled into one that's going to be there to make sure you stay on point, that you don't miss anything. If you miss it, guess what? It's your fault, not your AI's fault, because it's going to let you know. It's going to let you know. And on top of that, it'll even craft messages to send out to people on your behalf. And early on, you might need to alter it a little bit, but as it gets to know you better and better, what you're going to find is many times the message will come up. You're like, wow, that's spot on. I don't know if I could have said it that good. Send it, go. Here's a big one, guys. Wow. 2 billion of the top prospects on the planet that you're going to have access to. Now, when I say this, I'm not talking about people who are better than somebody else, but I'm just talking about the top 2 billion people on the planet based on kind of like socioeconomic, educational, it's people in the business world at the higher level, let's just say. And so whatever you're looking for, instead of going out and buying leads or running marketing and advertising campaigns to generate leads, which you could still do that, imagine going in and say, hey, I want 20 prospects in Los Angeles, and I want 20 in Seattle, and I want 20 in Miami, and I want 20 in Atlanta, and I want 20 in New York. I want half men, half women. I want them 35 to 55. I want people only that have owned a business, and I want them to make over $75,000 a year. Boom, put it in, bam, 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 spits it right out for you. Even could plug it in where you can have scripts based on what you're looking to market to them, tied back in to follow up. And I mean, literally the ability for you to customize exactly who you want. Oh, you don't want to do something in the United States and you live in the United States, which is my country. How about you want to open up Sydney, Australia? I want 75 prospects in Sydney, Australia. Maybe you want to get France going because you've always wanted to go see the Eiffel Tower. Hey, I want 50 prospects in France. I mean, we're talking about customization, guys, at a level that most small to mid-sized businesses today could not pay for. They just don't have the budget. We're talking about all these things rolled into one. This literally is at the level that even some of the large billion-dollar companies to allocate, it's not just the money, it's to find the people and pull the resources together and to be able to pay and do all of this and to do it in a timely fashion. It can never, ever do it as fast as Lev AI can do it for you. So let's talk about this one, guys. I've been saying it a few times. You've heard it. I talked about your best friend, your business partner, your twin. You're going to get to twin yourself, literally. You're going to have your own My AI video twin. Every plan includes it. You can give it a script, or you can have AI create its own script. It's literally going to be able to speak in about 150 languages. So you create a script and say, I want it to speak in Arabic. I want it to speak in French. I want it to speak in Spanish, you know, and boom, instantaneously. And you know what? It's going to speak better than probably 30, 40% of the people that actually live in those countries or those parts of the world because it's grammatically correct. So what's going to happen is you see it right here. You got your photo. You're going to be in full control. You literally pick your most flattering picture, as we like to say, and it's going to bring it to life. Or you can use our library that we're going to have available. If you don't want to do yourself, some people do, some don't. My recommendation is that you do it. Psychologically, you'll get great from a psychological and marketing standpoint. You'll get tremendously better results using yourself. But that's up to you. You can do whatever you want. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to give it a script or have it create the script. And what you're going to do is you're going to go into your twin. You got your picture, and you're going to what we call twin your voice. There's going to be a 15-second clip you'll read, and it's going to literally take your voice. It's going to duplicate it. It's going to get your tonality. It's going to get your pacing. It's going to get your voice inflection. It's going to get everything that is you and unique to you. And then with that picture, it's going to come to life. So whether you're speaking in any of those languages I said, or even just in English, your facial expressions will move with it, the mouth will move with it, and you send it out to people. And unless somebody's an absolute AI expert, which will be less than 1/10 of 1% of the population, the other 99.9%, they'll think it's you. And guess what's going to happen when you post something online and you're speaking in Chinese, and then 2 or 3 days later, you post another thing, you're speaking in French, and a few days later, you're speaking another language. How many people you think are going to reach out to you and say, how in the world are you doing that? Talk about attraction marketing. Just have fun and play games by creating some scripts in different languages. Two things will happen. All the people that don't speak it are going to say, where'd you learn that? How are you doing that? The ones that do speak that, I say, oh, I never knew you spoke my language. Either way, you're going to attract people to you. And isn't that the key to business? Attraction marketing. We've heard about it. What is it? Oh, it's the secret. That's right. Guess what? I just gave you a secret on how to use the secret. Now, let's talk about our pricing. Here's our pricing. We got two packages, and I don't know if that's blocking that or not, but anyways, we got two packages. The basic is $49 per month, and then the professional pack, the pro pack, is $99 a month. And so you just decide which one you want to have, and you could see a list over on the left of the different features that are inside each of the packages. And really, it doesn't matter to us which one you have. You could start with the basic, and if you decide you want to upgrade later, you can go to the pro. The real delineation is, do you need instant website builders? Do you need the enhanced CRM? Do you want to be able to have the searchable prospects, that database of 2 billion people and some additional things as well? If you do, then you want the professional pack. Do you have more than one business you'd like your AI to help you with? If you do, you want the professional pack. If you just have one business or one job, if you don't need any of that stuff, then just get the basic package, but do what's right for you. It's not about somebody who invited you here. It's about what's best for you. 49 and it's monthly, no annual contract, or 99 and it's monthly, no annual contract. Now, on the professional package, and for people that decide to get in and help us bring this out to the world, you're going to have the ability to start playing with that next level AI I talked about. Remember, I talked about the agentic AI. This is interactive. This is literally like where during the middle of the night when you're sleeping, let's say you've got a business, you're doing business around the world or even a different part of the world. Your AI could be on point, and it's not just scripts that you created that you put out. This is interactive, where one of your customers is dealing with your AI. I'm sure you've been on sites where you go onto these chat bots and it's your AI talking. Well, guess what? Now you're going to have the ability to have your own interactive AI as well. And so when you wake up in the morning, and guess what? It doesn't take off and do things without your permission. It's only going to do what you allow it to do. But then when you get up in the morning, you can check and see, well, halfway around the world, my AI was chatting with this customer on the other side of the world, and you'll know exactly what was said. So it doesn't go crazy on you. all that Hollywood stuff that you see. No, no, no. Everything's under your control, 100%. But now imagine being able to do business even in your own country. My gosh, with people working three different shifts these days, different people's schedule. I mean, it's a different world today. It's a 24/7 world. And guess what? We still need to sleep. It's very important to sleep. So since we need to sleep and since our families deserve our time and whatever, if you have a spiritual field and you spend time there, you volunteer with charities, if you like to work out or exercise to stay healthy, I mean, those are all important things, right? But imagine having your interactive AI working 24/7. So when I talked about that 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 hours with this, wow, it could even be more than that. Now, I talked about the expense of this. You can go get pieces that do a lot of these different ones individually. And on the low end, it would be about $300. On the high end, to do it with fairly good quality, you're probably talking closer to $800. But what none of them do is interact with each other. They don't communicate, they're not connected, they're not learning, evolving, and growing inside together. So literally with ours for $99, you have the ability to have a total interactive package. And by the way, remember I said this is the baby that just came out? Every time we add something new, it gets added on top. So
God.
what we have today is the basic, and you're going to have more and more and more that comes on top of that. So literally, it is an unmatched value. There is nothing else in the market that does this much, that interacts and works together, and you have the ability to be first. And I can tell you this, it's not a foregone conclusion, and it's certainly not a guarantee, but there's a reason why when people talk about colas, the first thing that people think of is Coke. And when people talk about tissues, they think Kleenex. I believe, I absolutely believe that because we're first to market with this cohesive, integrated, interactive AI that all grows and evolves and learns together, that is the most comprehensive single package, the easiest to use comprehensive single package. I believe that Lev AI will become the Coke or the Kleenex of the AI industry for small to mid-sized businesses. Time will tell. Now, if we're talking the market opportunity just in the gig economy, you see it's going to 2.15 trillion, 70 million freelancers just in the United States, but we're open in almost every country. If it's led by a dictatorial regime, unfortunately, we can't do business there yet. Hopefully, in the future, we can. I mean, you could see who wouldn't want this, right? I mean, I can't imagine anybody saying no to this. So you do have an ability to generate some revenue with this because as you use it, people are going to ask about it. Now, you don't have to if you don't want. The person that referred this to you, the commissions will go to them. But I mean, literally, if you pay $19 as an annual licensing fee, you can also share this and potentially get yours for free. Anybody that decides to get an AI, you're going to earn 50% the very first month as what we call an acquisition bonus. So if they get the $49 one, you're basically get roughly $25. If they get the $99 one, basically $50. So you get two people to get an AI like you have, guess what? You've recouped your initial. Every month on an ongoing basis from there, it's going to be 20%. So that's either $10 or $20. And there's a lot of additional bonuses as well. And I want to talk about that real quick. Now, a couple of very important points to share with you guys here. What I'm talking about, this is going to happen whether you want to make money or not. If you don't, it just rolls up. But as you start using this AI, it is literally so powerful. It literally is so transformational in the world of business and personal that it'll be a rare person that doesn't ask you, how did you do that? And can I get one too? I mean, this is not something that you have to sell by any means, although you can if you enjoy sales. This is something if you just start using it, not even consciously sharing it, although that's a good thing to do as well. But I promise you, just consciously using this, you're going to have people say, I want that too. I mean, let me ask you a question. All your family, all your friends, your loved ones, the people you love and care about, wouldn't they like to have an extra 5 to 10 hours every single week of free time that they could have too? Wouldn't they like to work less hours and make more money as well? Of course they would. Who wouldn't want to? Everybody would. So the beautiful thing when I talked earlier about kind of the new school evolution of home-based business, what I want you to notice here is a couple of points. Number one, if you look at 99% of all the companies out there, you'll notice that if you buy something for $100, the commissionable volume, the CV or BV or P, they call all kinds of this with V's. It'll be like 60 cents on the dollar, 70 cents, 80 cents on the dollar. Most of them are 70, 80, some are 90, some are 50. Every now and then you'll find one that's dollar for dollar. Very rare. With ours, it's dollar for dollar. There is no commissionable volume, dollar for dollar. They spend $49 is commissionable. They spend 99 is commissionable. The second thing, I literally saw one somebody sent me earlier today, because when you're in this business, you get it all the time. In their top position to make the top rank, you have to do $10 million a month in business volume, which is about 13 or $14 million in true sales. I'm like, are you kidding me? I could not believe it. Our top one, 5 individual personally enrolled legs with 20,000 in volume, no matter how far down in depth. 100,000 total volume divided by 5 legs with at least 20, and you can make it all the way to the very top. You only need to have 3 active members that you've personally enrolled. So you could have enrolled somebody who quit for some reason, big mistake on their part, who enrolled somebody that stayed in, that leg builds, and you've got your 20,000 in volume, you've made it to the top. So dollar for dollar, lowest volume requirements I've ever seen to make it to the very top. And then on top of that, down below, you'll see you can earn up to 8 levels through the ranks based on your rank, and that's dynamically compressed. You'll also see that you can earn 4 levels of check match as you advance through the ranks. You'll also see that you can unlock infinity bonuses that literally go down each leg. So when you look and analyze and evaluate a compensation plan, I've developed a number of them for companies in the past. Couple of things you look for is what percent of the dollar of sales are they selling? What does it take to capture more volumes in depth, more volume in depth, more levels in depth? How do they allocate the percentages? This one, they allocate the biggest percent right on the front. So have you ever heard of influencers? Have you ever heard of social media marketers? Have you ever heard of people that like to do affiliate sales? Well, with 50% acquisition bonus first month and 20% a month, I was talking to a guy the other day, well, a couple weeks ago now, and he's got a big following on a YouTube channel, over 300,000 people. And I posted to him, I said, hey, once this turns on, why don't you create something, bring people on? And what if you had 1,000 people that signed up? Even if they signed up on the lowest package, the 49 at $25 each, you made $25,000. And then going forward, you'd be making $10,000 a month just on one call. I said, that's not a bad idea, is it? He goes, oh my gosh, that's crazy. So again, remember the evolution of home-based business. We're talking about every one of these points right here. You cannot be more spot on for the way industry's headed. So as I wrap up here, I just want to say congratulations. You are first. You're not just hearing about, you now know. You now know about Lev AI. And also from what we've shared here, I promise you, you know more about AI than 99% of the people that you're talking to. They don't know what's going on in this industry. They don't know how many jobs are going to be lost. They don't know about the AI hospital. They have no clue about all this stuff. And they also don't know about the amazing opportunities in AI that exist. You literally are top 1% of the top 1%. And as we close up, this is the first time in MLM history where you got trillions of dollars at stake. But here's the bottom line. This is what separates us from 99.9% of every company that started in the history of this industry, going back to 1959, in the modern history when Amway started. There's Lev AI over there. We're starting in the lower left-hand corner of the graph. We're entering formulation. We will hit critical mass. We will go through formulation and concentration and hit critical mass, most likely faster than any company in the history of the industry. Why is that going to happen? Number one, there's never been a topic that is more discussed globally in the home-based business industry than what we have with AI, number one. Number two, the company behind our business, LaCour Industries, the company that in essence is the owner of Lev AI. Terry LaCour has launched more successful home-based business companies and done more revenue through more companies across the board than anybody in the entire history of this industry. Every single facet of what is needed to not only get the business to this point to launch, but as we start to grow, to fix the issues, to fix the little bugs that come up, just like the apps on your phone all the time. It's a fix the bugs, fix the bugs. To have the resources, to have the understanding, the know-how to do everything that needs to be done, and having done the business literally in every country around the world that they have. So to scale at this pace, if you don't have somebody that's had experience and has the knowledge and has the resources, the growth could kill you. Here, that will not happen. So bottom line is you've got everything to gain and absolutely zero to lose by giving Lev AI a try. What will you decide? What will you decide? My suggestion is get with the person that shared this with you, get them to give you the link, go sign up, try it for a month. If it doesn't do near what we're saying, and I know it will, you can always cancel it. But what if it does save you 3, 5, 7, 10 hours a week? What could you do with that time? And what if you decide to share it with a few who share it with a few that share it with a few, and you catch the AI train? And what if 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year down the road, you've got a major additional stream of income coming in your portfolio for intelligent diversification? Bottom line is, guys, you got an amazing person that shared this with you. I hope you thank them for that. Get with them, get with their team. Let us help you. Don't forget at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, our amazing president, Mr. Blake Schrader, is going to be on sharing all the details about our launch for us and the rest of the world. Make sure you get your teams, get plugged in. If you're brand new, let me be the first to congratulate you and welcome you to Lev AI. We appreciate you being here tonight. Hope you all have a beautiful evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. Thanks so much, everybody.